The start of it is the hardest, Pippa, and that is where it's going to happen. Laurens Pithy, he doesn't have any teammates to help him out whatsoever. He's been doing most of the work in this group himself. Rasmus Stiller doesn't have any teammates either. The man is 2 seconds down on Pithy in GC. I think this group, who worked very well together, are just going to battle it out on our last climb to Cassel.
Well, but in that chase behind him, Pitty set it in Tantrum mode to just try and keep this under control. So he's aware of the gap. And I think as long as he kind of keeps... Schlok's on paper is the slowest. He's listed as having no sprint at all. But on this type of finish, it isn't really about sprinting. It's about how strong you are at the end. So I think Pitty's kind of settled into that nobody's going to help me here. I'll try and control this gap so I can maybe stay in the lead if I'm lucky and Schlok doesn't take any bonus.
No, it's only 16 seconds if Pithy indeed closes the gap to 15 and Schlok doesn't take any time bonuses on the line. He still holds on to pink, but he gets no help whatsoever from that group. Everybody is sitting on his wheel. You have to do it. You have to try and close this gap. The one rider who did close the gap is the man here in last wheel, number 75, Natnael Tesfacion, celebrating his birthday today, 27 years young, the man from Eritrea. He did close that gap, Pippa, on the climb that we had 10 kilometers ago, showing that he absolutely has the legs to do it again on this climb. The road gradually starts to rise as we make our way to Cassel, a town of just over 2,000 inhabitants. The people who came out to watch this fourth stage of the 4 days of Dunkirk, mind you, we have stage 5 tomorrow, have absolutely seen a wonderful show. The attack started about 50 kilometers out from the line. We started with a breakaway of 5 riders, including our polka dot man, Victor Papon, who picked up enough points to secure that jersey. Also Fabian Dubé, Wessel Maurits, Baptiste Chillet and Mornay van Niekerk were in that breakaway of the day, but they never really got much of a gap. A minute and a half was all they got, because especially Fabian Dubé and Wessel Maurits were dangerous for GC. There is the Flamme Rouge. It all has to happen now for our riders in the final kilometre of the race. The road rises. 8% average is what my sheet says here. The steepest part is at the start. Liam Schlok starts this climb in first position. Of course, he wants to win the stage, Pippa, but this is a pink jersey that is possibly waiting for him. And with a flat stage tomorrow, that could be a big, big moment for Liam Schlok, who doesn't have a professional win just yet. Today could be a big, big day for the Belgian Lotto Intermarché rider.
So Mason up on the back here for Cofidis. He looks like he's struggling a little bit, as does Robbie de Hond. But I noticed that Tesfacion took his gloves off, so he was the only one who's kind of relaxed enough to
think about that.
Think about that. So he's in good position. But you know, being led out at the moment by Kim Hajduk, which is a good thing to do uphill, because you know it's harder to kind of accelerate uphill than it is on the flat. So. It's not the wrong position that he's in at the moment, as De Hond has been distanced there.
We're well inside the final kilometres, on our way yet again to the town of Cassel for today's finish. Hajduk in first position, Standewulf in second, Tesfacion, the man who bridged across on the other climb, on the other side of town. We're now on the southern side of town. Liam Schlok is giving everything that he has in his power. He throws away his glasses, don't need them. That is another 100 grams that you don't have to drag online up the hill. The hardest part of the climb is actually done for Liam Schlok. The steepest part was at the start. Now we're going underneath the old city gate, part of the medieval ramparts, as they call it in France, of this town that has such a long history. Last year the stage was won by Sam Watson, who also went on to win the overall of the 4 days of Dunkirk. We have no idea how big the gap is at the moment with our riders at the back. Tesfacion, his birthday, could he get his win on his birthday? He's got 6 wins in his career already. Standewulf is on his wheel. Tesfacion gritting his teeth, the man there from Eritrea representing Movistar. star, and he wins it. What a birthday present for Natnael Tesfacion. He wins the stage. Thunderwolf in second, Kim Hajduk in third, and now we have to wait for Liam Slok, Sam Masanova. Slok completely exploded on that climb there. There he is. And Lewis Ask is already there, as is Lawrence Pithy. Pithy keeps the pink leader's jersey. What a fight here in Cassel.
Yep, Pitty coming over at 16 seconds. Tesfacion was at 35 seconds, so he might move up to kind of second on GC. We haven't seen Rasmus Taylor crossed the line yet, so his game of poker wasn't a game of poker, it was a game of his legs just weren't up to it today.
Yeah, we already got a first indicator there when at 11 kilometers to go. He was the only one to bridge the gap of around 20 seconds from the chasing group to the first group, already showing us that he did have the legs today. But what a fantastic birthday present that is for Natnael Tesfacion. Another, well, winner that we didn't necessarily expect before today, but a wonderful win nonetheless